Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is January 17th, 2025, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Apple stock sells off aggressively. We're going to see that in just a second, but first, looking at today's major economic events, so 9 a.m. South African time out of Great Britain, we have retail sales number coming out. Now looking at the markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the yen loses some ground as we're looking at the euro and the British pound remaining somewhat unchanged. Now looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both retrace after a nice day upwards. Now looking at commodities, gold continues to climb while oil reverses course at resistance-ish level. And looking at the stocks, it's Apple, it's Tesla, it's Meta, all selling off and reversing course. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin tops 100K. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD, it's unchanged for all intents and purposes. We are at 102.88-ish level. If we look at the GBP, also really unchanged. So let's see if this is just taking a breather, consolidating, or are we going to test our lows again? So those are the three options that we're going to be looking at. Now looking at the Japanese yen, did reverse course here to 155, has lost some ground right here, okay? It's bouncing off this 30-day moving average. That's super important, so keep an eye on this later today. But it seems to me that the Forex symbols have kind of lowered their volatility over the last couple of days as they're consolidating. Now jumping into commodities, gold continues to climb to 2770-ish level. Now we are at resistance-ish level, especially if we don't pass this 2725-ish level and we retrace. This would be a point. Now, a couple of things about this. Now, the rally that we've gone into this is a trend line, okay, which is a little bit more significant than some of the previous trend lines. It's been consistent, and that's why I like to see the fact that it's been above its moving average may be a sign that it's a little bit more of a bona fide rally here than as some of the rallies that we've seen up until now. So keep that in mind. And looking at crude oil, retracing here at $80 a barrel, that was a resistance-ish level, nothing really big, but you gotta mention it. Now looking at the US markets, they retraced. Not big, but a little bit. Dow Jones about 60 points, and the NASDAQ a little bit more, okay, to 21,283, really on the back of the tech stocks really retracing. So which are they? Apple. Apple lost over $7 to $8 yesterday in trading, and that is really the fact that they've lost first place in China as the leading phone usage there. So it did sell off, was affected by it. Let's see if it's going to bounce back. Now looking at Meta, it did retrace also with a slight lower gap down, but really it's consolidating at this area, so it's not major sell-off, okay? But if we look at NVIDIA, it did sell off, okay? Even though it's consolidating here, looking at a 4-hour chart between 135 to 131, not a big deal, but it is consolidating and does give you that opportunity to sell off. However, looking at the bank stocks, okay, that we've been following, JP Morgan holding on to its gains, okay, not retracing, okay, on all-time record highs. This is an amazing, amazing situation. And Bank of America also showing some strength here, okay? So it's not every sector that's showing some weakness. This is definitely the tech sector that is showing some weakness. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, clearing 100K. We are at resistance-ish level, a 101,900-ish level, and we are retracing just a little bit. Question is whether we'll top out. That's something to keep an eye on later today as well. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.